For a long time, the Toronto Afrobeat scene was seen as a man's world. The DJs, the performers, the promoters, almost every big name dominating the nightlife was male. But quietly, steadily, that narrative has started to shift. Now, the rise of female Afrobeats artists in Toronto is one of the most exciting things happening in the city's music scene. When you step into a club or an event today and hear a sultry voice floating over a smooth Afro-fusion beat, there's a good chance it's not coming from Lagos or Accra, but right here in Toronto. These women are rewriting what it means to represent Afrobeats in Canada. One of the most recognizable names leading that wave is Teen. She's not just an artist, she's a statement. Her music blends emotional depth with undeniable sex appeal, and her voice, it hits that sweet spot between softness and confidence. When Teen performs, you can feel the room shift. She brings grace, edge, and that feminine energy the scene has been missing for years. But she's not alone. A new generation of female artists has been finding their voices and stepping into spaces that used to overlook them. They're showing that Afrobeats isn't just about rhythm. It's about emotion, storytelling, and connection. What's special about the Toronto scene is how diverse these women are. Some are first-generation Africans who grew up right here in Canada, influenced by both worlds. Others came from Nigeria, Ghana, or the Caribbean, bringing their roots directly to the mic together. They're crafting a sound that feels global, but still deeply African. In a city like Toronto, where Afrobeats has already exploded, having female artists rise through that noise is no small feat. They're not just fighting for recognition. They're redefining the culture. They're making it clear that Afrobeats isn't a boys' club. It's a movement that belongs to everyone. The beauty of this new era is how the women are blending confidence with vulnerability. They sing about love, heartbreak, independence, and identity, but always from their own lens. Songs that feel sensual without being shallow. Songs that make you move and make you think at the same time. And you'll notice one thing: they bring performance art to the stage. Whether it's the way they dress, the way they move, or how they connect with the crowd, these women perform with purpose. They're turning small stages into spectacles, and fans are taking notice. Toronto's clubs, lounges, and day parties are also starting to catch up. Promoters are giving more stage time to female voices, and audiences are responding with real love. You can feel it when a Teen track drops mid-set. People stop, vibe, record, sing along. There's pride in seeing one of our own killing it, especially a woman doing it her way. Another key part of this movement is collaboration. These female artists aren't waiting for anyone to hand them opportunities. They're linking with local producers, partnering with DJs like Magic Flows and Damager, and building small collectives that are slowly growing into full-blown movements. That independence, that hustle, it's powerful. And what makes it even more impressive is how they've built everything with limited infrastructure. There's no giant label machine behind them, no mainstream media campaign, just talent, consistency, and the internet. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube have become their stages, and they're using them to reach audiences far beyond Canada. But here's what makes this rise even more meaningful: representation. For years, young African and Caribbean girls in Toronto didn't have many examples of women in Afrobeats to look up to. Now, they can see themselves on stage, confident, beautiful, proud of their heritage, and commanding attention with their art. That's bigger than music. That's cultural impact. The male artists built the foundation, no doubt, but the women are adding color, emotion, and dimension. They're expanding what Afrobeats can be, and that's exactly what makes this new chapter so powerful. Female Afrobeats artists in Toronto are showing the world that they can be just as bold, just as creative, and just as essential to the culture as anyone else. They're proving that femininity and strength can exist in the same space, that you can sing about love 1 minute and empowerment the next. When you see how crowds react to them now, the energy, the respect, the excitement, you realize something big is happening. It's not a trend, it's a transformation. Toronto's Afrobeat scene has always been about connection. But with women now at the forefront, that connection feels more balanced, more emotional, and more inclusive. You can feel it in the music, you can feel it in the energy at events, and you can feel it in the pride of the community. Teen and her peers aren't just rising, they're changing the story. They're showing that Afrobeats has no gender, no boundaries, and no limits. The future of Afrobeats in Toronto isn't just loud. It's feminine, it's fierce, and it's full of soul. And if this new generation keeps moving the way they are, don't be surprised when one of Toronto's next international Afrobeat superstars is a woman.